Hi, welcome to another edition of Fleet Momentum video series produced by Automotive Fleet. I'm Fleet Group Editor Chris Brown. This series is designed to put a spotlight on key leaders, trends, and product offerings in the fleet management industry. This episode is sponsored by and produced in partnership with Quartix, a telematics service provider. In this video, I speak with Sean Mahar, Sales Director for Quartix. So, what kind of support should fleets expect after they sign a contract with a telematics provider? How do you get the most out of your system? Sean and I will discuss solutions. Okay, well, hey, Sean, welcome to this edition of Fleet Momentum video series.
Yeah, Chris, thanks very much for having us. Very keen and very happy to be talking to you today.
Yeah, for sure. Well, listen, let's start with some background on Quartix. You've been around for a while, but not really that long in the US.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, we were founded 22 years ago in the UK. Three industry professionals started the business and bought vehicle tracking to the UK. Ironically, when we came to the market in the UK, vehicle tracking was relatively new. People weren't using the internet, believe it or not, to track their vehicles. They were having to buy specialist hardware in the back office to make it work. And Quartix came to the market with this revolutionary idea: let's use the internet. And so we were the first in the UK to really do it that way. And the rest is history after that. And in that 22 years, we've grown a reputation for being very open, very upfront, very high on our customer service. And we have customers ranging from a man with a van right the way through to household names that everybody would know and recognize. And, we've been very proud of the fact that everything we've done from day one has been all organic growth. We've never been involved in a merger, in a takeover, in a buyout. So everything we've done has been organically done from the business back from 2001 when it all started.
Sure, and you got to America. What year did you come over here?
Yeah, so we came in. It's nearly 9 years. It was the 8th of April, 2014, that we decided that we would start in the US, and we opened up our first office in Chicago. And we came in knowing that we'd need to do something different. We came into a marketplace that had a lot of very well established names there, and we knew that was going to be a challenge for us. But we took that challenge, as we always have done in everything we do, head on. And what we decided we'd do is we'd come to the market built on the reputation that everything we did was a reliable product. We sold it honestly, and we were reactive to customer needs. And we also knew that we'd need to do something to shake up the market. So we came to the US with a very low price point. We believed that we had a product that we could come to the market and say, hey, we can actually set the cat amongst the pigeons here and come in with a product that has a very good price point, but importantly, still giving the customer the reassurance that they were going to get a reliable product that would do exactly what they wanted to do. But we needed to stand out from our competitors. And the other big thing we did, we came to the market with 12-month contracts rather than the long, well-established 3 and 4 year contracts, giving that customer the ability to say, well, hey, we'll try you. You're new. Let's see how it goes. And if it doesn't work out, they've got that ability to be able to walk away. But ironically, customers that were signing with us in 2014, we've still got a lot of them still with us. And a typical customer signing within Quartix globally will stay with us for around 8 years after signing a 12-month contract. So we believe we've got that right. And we believe that is linked to the service and the support that we give, during the sale and importantly after the sale.
And you just touched on the next point. I mean, so we've got the low entry price point, which is obviously going to attract anyone to the table, right? And then that flexible contract, sure. But then it's really like, these fleets, sometimes with a massive telematics service provider, there's a question on do I get lost after the sale? How am I going to be treated? What are my points of contact with the telematics service provider? Maybe you could get into that about how that plays out with Quartix.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the first thing, the point you make there is that with the larger telematic providers, there is that ability to get lost. We also are aware that we offer not only do we have a low price point on our product, but we offer a product that does the basics. It's around utilization, it's around safety. And we know that our customers probably only use 60% of our features. When they're looking at these suppliers that have bells and whistles, the chances are they're probably using even less, but paying a higher premium price. But for us, what we've decided to do is we know that the sale is not the end of the experience for the customer. That should be the beginning. And the first thing we do, we have a very talented sales team that understand the market. They understand where our products fit, and they understand where our product can work best. So, albeit we're very much in sales, we like to think of ourselves more as a consultancy type sale, understanding the customer need. Every customer has a problem. Our job is to take that problem away. Even to the point that if a customer is unsure as to whether they need the telematics, we'll even offer them a trial free of charge for a month, just so that they can identify that the need they've got is genuine and that our system does everything it needs to do. Once we've gone through that, obviously a lot of dialogue with them to make sure that they're understanding what they're seeing, but we're talking them through the whole process. So we do have customers that will take a trial. It tends to be the larger customer because it's going to be quite a large commitment, regardless of what prices we're offering. But we find that works. But importantly, when we're talking to a customer, the smaller size fleets, we get to understand what it is they want, what they need, what they're expecting from the product. We demo it, so we show them they can see that it's working. And really then, by the time they come to signing paperwork, they know that we've understood their requirement and their need. We've identified that we've understood it, and we've shown them how we can satisfy it. So that's the first process. That's the bit of onboarding that customer to say, we know you, we understand you, we've got customers similar to you. And we are lucky. A lot of our customers are quite happy that we mention their names. So if we're dealing with a customer in a certain industry, like a landscaping industry, we work closely with a landscaping company that are happy for us to use testimonials, etc. So that process for us is very hands-on. It's making sure the customer understands what we're offering. We've understood what they need. And that's the first point. That's the bit that says we've identified what your need is. And I think that's vitally important.
Yeah, well, Sean, let me ask you, I mean, straight up, I mean, can we pick up the phone and get someone from Quartix on the line when we need to as a fleet?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. We operate our support desk. It's operational. It's a direct dial into our support team. You haven't got to go through a call center. You're not going to be bounced around lots of different offices around the world. You ring our support desk. It's answered by our support team. If you want to do an installation, you call our installations team. We believe very much in the direct contact. And of course, the person selling to you will always be your main point of contact during that onboarding process. So units get shipped out to the customer, typically 3 to 5 days for those units to arrive. Our team are ringing, make sure you've got it, you've understood what you're doing with it. A lot of customers in the US typically self-install. So we obviously want to make sure that when that unit is sent, they are installing it, because obviously if they're paying for it and they're not plugging it in, they're not seeing the advantage. So again, we talk them through that process, and we make sure that all of the way through they're comfortable and they're happy with the process. But if they need help, we're either a phone call away. We have live chat on our site, and also an email. You email our support team. Typical response is 4 working hours, which I think is unprecedented. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's great.
I think and that's really important to us, and that's one of our key performance indicators for our support team on the speed of response to customers.
For sure. And I just want to reiterate that the salesperson is still involved in the process after the sale, that first point of contact.
Absolutely. We think it's vital that, when if somebody sells a product to somebody, I'm sales director at Quartix, but I still go out and sell. And I'm really proud of the fact that if I sit in front of a customer and I sell to them, the first person they're going to see after the sale to train them on how to use the system is me, because I've sold it to them. I've made those promises, and now it's for me to identify what I said I was going to do. I'm able to come in and say, that's what you asked me to do. That's what you wanted to see. There we go. And that's us being able to follow that process through, so that customer feels like they've got that sort of warm glow around what we're doing for them. And that's vital. It's not just about, it's really not selling. It's not about selling a box. We're selling a service. And it's to make sure that service continues to operate, and that customer feels that we still care about them after the salesperson's made the sale.
Okay, yeah, and I just want to close the loop on onboarding and how that gets handled, and allay any questions or fears that fleets have. I mean, it's a multi-pronged process Can you add any more insight into the onboarding process?
Yeah. So once the customer's decided to make that move to Quartix, while they're on the phone, the sales agent will be sending them their contract. It's a very simple contract. It's a one sheet of paper. We haven't got lots and lots of T's and C's for them to read through. It's very simple. The customer completes the order online. That order is immediately fired into our installations team. Our installations team, if it's a ship only order, i.e. the customer's going to self-install, that unit is shipped next day. The customer is kept informed all the way. They're sent a tracking number so they know their unit's coming. And typically 3 to 5 days maximum, that unit will have arrived. That we'll be making contact with them to say, as far as we're concerned, your unit's been delivered. You've taken delivery. It was signed for by whoever signed for it. And then from there, as the unit's being shipped, our support team have set up the account so that when the customer plugs the unit in, they've got the portal immediately ready to go to. They've got their login details. So from the moment they plug it in, the portal's there and they're able to see their vehicle and they're able to track it live. And then we're able to provide them with training and support. We have a knowledge base built into the portal as well. So if there's quick questions they want to ask or they've forgotten how to do something, they can click through and we'll show them. But all of the way through, they've got the peace of mind of knowing that if they need to speak to somebody or have an online chat, that information is there and ready and they can use it whenever they want to. No extra charge. We don't believe in charging for training. We believe that is a proper marketing spend. If you look after somebody properly, they'll stay. But one thing we're also very good at is referral business. We have a lot of our customers that will give us referral, which I think is probably the best endorsement of a product you'll ever get. We're, again, very proud of the kind of levels of referral business that we see coming through.
For sure. And that's great that no training charge. For sure. Hey, listen, last question. So a lot of systems are, and a lot of TSPs, telematics service providers, work with resellers. And there may be some questions in fleets' minds about the customer care that a reseller would have that the actual telematics provider, there's a handoff there. Can you explain how that works for Quartix?
Absolutely. So first things first, resellers for us are a very important stream for our business and our presence in the market. Resellers will know people that we don't. And more importantly, they'll probably have an existing relationship with them. Typically, a reseller could be anybody from a guy in a car parking lot doing alarms through to somebody providing business mobile phones or indeed selling other telematics solutions. So for us, it's a really important element to our business model. And what we do there is we will give that reseller all of the training and the support that we would give to one of our own salespeople, because they are an extension of Quartix. They are us under a different name, but they're selling our product, and that's our reputation. So that reseller is given all of the support. We will even help them hold their hand remotely in the first few sales that they do, so they feel comfortable and confident. We have a partner acquisition team that manage that process. But importantly for the customer, when they sign the document, they are signing a document with Quartix. Their contract is with us. The reseller has introduced them. The reseller will work with us. But the customer knows that if, for example, the reseller decided they no longer wanted to promote Quartix, we hope they don't, but if they did, that wouldn't affect our customer because the contract is with us. If they have any issues with the product, they don't need to go to the reseller. They can come directly to us. They may prefer to go to the reseller, but they've got the peace of mind of knowing that it's not that reseller that's going to turn up with a screwdriver to try and mend it. It's going to be Quartix, and it's going to be the might of our installation team and our backup and support team. So for us, the reseller is a really important element of what we do, but they are trained to the same quality standard that our own salespeople are trained at, and they are aware that they have the full backing of Quartix if anything was to go wrong. They're not in a situation where they've got to try and resolve it. It's a call into our support team or our installs team, and we take over, and the might of the Quartix beast moves into play to resolve any issues that customer's got.
Great. Well, a lot of information, a lot of really good information. I appreciate your time today, Sean, on this edition of Fleet Momentum video series.
Thank you very much, Chris. Really enjoyed it. Thank you.